stuff.
Because you're not challenging. You're not even going to challenge because at the end of the day, you're just going to lose and then you're going to be embarrassed.
Yes.
It was a different time. Like, I love those guys, those dads that dress up. Like, the kid was like, oh, don't embarrass me on the first day. For 180 days, he just was out there, like, in a mermaid outfit, dressed up like a...
Hitting there in his tidy whities in a bathrobe.
Even to them, like, hey, like,
what's up?
I'm Tom's dad.
There he is, watering the grass. Ding dong hanging out.
Yeah.
My dad, right, and God bless him. He was one of the funniest guys I ever. My dad the one time, right, Michael Jackson. They had a cutout of Michael Jackson. He taped it on the door. So when the first day I come home from school, right, I'm coming with my buddy, and I knock on the door, right, and Michael Jackson's staring at me from the other side of the glass because my dad taped it on the back door. Because I forgot my key or whatever, right? So
You thought he was going to take you to Neverland? Never to be seen again.
He's coming to get me. He's going to moonwalk into my bedroom.
And like my dad was such a cool dude, right? That like he was like such a cool dude to the kids because I had this friend, right?
Would he leave like a glove right next to your pillow?
Like the Tooth Fairy?
He would call and order pizza under like Hugo Zielinski. Like Hugo Zielinski would be on the run and he'd be like, "Oh, can you put it under Zielinski?" You know what I mean? Like, and he would do that to like a pizza shop, and like that's
great.
Like that's how he would call. Like he wouldn't just put under our name; he would put under someone else's. And you know why? I think if someone told him or found out is that he would rather give a fake name, so if someone there doesn't like him, they don't spit in his food or do anything to it.
That's actually kind of true.
That's smart.
That is really smart.
That's smart.
And I had a best friend. His name is I'm still friends with him. One of my best friends, James Brown. And me and James Brown got in trouble.
You have a wait, hold up, stop before you go into the story.
You have a friend named James Brown, the godfather of soul.
Is he white or black?
Black.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It would have been even better if he was white. If he was a white guy named James Brown. But continue.
He's one of the best guys. One of the best guys who were younger, right? James is a great guy. And me and James were hanging out at my house, and my dad had like racist jokes for Black History Month on the refrigerator. But you gotta understand that like it wasn't to be like a bad guy or like that, but it was just like someone printed them up and he just had them on the fridge, right? And like I either didn't know about it or I forgot they were, and like he starts reading them and starts laughing. I'm like, yo, that's my dad, like, and like my friend James Brown is like one of like the most like stand-up guys, like, like if it was something that got him mad, like he would say, but like he was literally laughing, dude, and I completely forgot they were on the fridge. And it wasn't even like we were like we grew up in like the sticks where it's like, oh, like, the stars and bars, like stuff like the South would be.
Yeah.
Like my dad was just like a real cool dude. Like he just could get away with that, man. My dad could go to the strip club.
See how
and,
Black
like,
History brings people
just
together?
hang.
Oh, that's so nice.
Shortest month.
It's like the show. It's very multicultural.
Yeah.
It's the reverse Oreo. Reverse Oreo. I'm in the middle. It's awesome.
Don't touch me.
All right, my bad.
And like, my dad the one time, right, didn't know that he was buying Snoop Dogg's first album, Doggy Style, right?
What did he think he was buying?
Like, he didn't know Snoop Dogg. No. Like, my dad didn't know that there were so many curse words in it. He only saw the videos from MTV. So, like, when he bought it without, like, with the curse words in it, it was like a whole new world to me. Like, first time I listened to that tape and my dad heard it, was like, wait, what the hell? Like, you're listening to like all that like old school like gangster G-rap. So it was like, dude, it was a crazy, like, oh man.
Hey, speaking of old school, I actually just saw not necessarily a post, but Roseanne Barr and Andrew Dice Clay are on a comedy show right now.
How do we not have a show? Like how do we not? When you really think about like Honey Boo Boo and some of these other, like, I understand these people all have followings, but like
because they're I hate to say this, don't take offense, they're white trash.
What do you say about some of these other ones that aren't?
They're human trash.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what gets the views.
No, you know what, man? Everybody likes to watch a train wreck. Yeah, and it's why they have the Kardashians. It's why they have like all these reality shows. What is it, like the housewives shows that your wife likes to watch, right?
No.
No.
You didn't watch it?
No,
Look,
my wife.
Every woman that I've ever met or talked to loves to watch like trash TV, and it's not even trash TV. It's like the Kardashians, the cheerleader moms. Oh man, they should do one with like softball moms, because softball moms are straight up crazy.
Criminal Minds, we watched. She also watches like what's those like poppy like song shows? Not reality, but like what are they when
like
they're in
The
high
Voice?
school? No, when they were in high school.
Glee?
Yeah, Glee.
Oh, like,
She'll watch Glee.
So you go from
High
watching
School Musical and
Like a like she's like very like say for example like my wife won't watch that, right, but she'll watch like and I can't even watch it because I'm squeamish towards blood, but she'll watch Grey's Anatomy. Like I am.
Wow.
Oh
Like I'm cool if it's my own blood, but if I see someone else bleeding, I'm just like
no!
You start
like,
getting,
shit's
so
going
if I
down.
if I like just a tiny cut.
Like get that man a Band-Aid so so he feels more comfortable because I know it hurts. Like I've been shit. I work junk removal, right? Where like I got stabbed by a piece of glass. You see some things fall. Like
Oh yeah.
you see some crazy stuff, man.
Bro.
So like I was working with a guy. He was squeamish, right? And I got cut with a piece of glass, and he was like, "Oh, like I really don't. I can't see blood." And I'm like, I can relate to you because I really can't either. It's just because it's my blood that I can see it. But on a TV show,
Oh
like
my gosh.
I,
That was
you know,
crazy.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
I
That's the only thing I can think of.
I didn't watch my kid come into the. I couldn't watch my child burn.
Oh, I watched that whole thing.
See,
And I was like the whole time just dry heaving. And I was like, oh, that's beautiful. But then, same thing. Like, it's horrendous.
Hey, let's get into our last topic real quick, because I know we're running out of time. But we wanted to talk about NBA signings this week. Huge NBA free trade agreements and the signings and blah 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 and what's going on. So, if you guys want to cut into that,
What happened? What is going on with the Sixers? Like what?
they did a sign.
Yeah.
They did a sign
Yeah.
trade.
yeah,
What?
bombing, dude, bombing.
Look at what the Knicks didn't want to offer Kevin Durant a max deal.
Yeah.
What? Like he literally like imagine one of the top 2 best players in the world. Being like, oh, like, you know, if you could just give me 4 years, 144 or whatever it was, like, I'll come play for you. Well, no, like, we just don't want to, you know, we only want to give you an extra, or, you know, 5 million less, 10 million, like, and the Lakers are going to kill it if they could get another player.
Who did they sign? I forget. Who
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis and somebody else, right?
Davis, LeBron, and
They were trying to get Kawhi, right?
Yeah, I think they actually got him.
Did they get him?
Like what?
Let me
They're
double
just
check.
trying to create these super teams. You know what I mean? Like, imagine if you got a contract deal for doing something that you normally do. Like me being a chef, it's like, oh no, baby, I'm a freelance agent. Like this restaurant up the street offered me $30 million. I would work for 1 month. That's all I need is 1 month, and I'm good.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's crazy how much money the NBA is throwing at these guys, like to build these super teams. And I think it's like you always talk about Jordan and the era. You know what I mean? Like these guys stuck out these teams. You know what I mean? They stuck it out for these championships.
Jordan like had like 60% of the Bulls' salary. like Jordan didn't care. Jordan was a boss.
Yeah.
But like really, the college or the collective bargaining agreement, the CBA really pushed it because they like, unlike and I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on it fully, but like the NFL doesn't have like profit sharing like the NBA does. So like when the NBA makes more money, they have to share more with the players. So it's like if you don't in the NBA they haven't figured out because let's be honest, right? The NBA at one point in time was like a major like mark on sports as a whole because of the gambling, because of the issue.
I agree with that.
And like basketball has made so many changes to it that I don't, just like in the NFL or the Major League Baseball, certain players wouldn't play nowadays. Like there would be no Lawrence Thomas. There would be no Palomalu or Brian Dunn. And I'm not saying anything bad, but they were just players that just smashed. Like,
Yeah.
there's no smash. So in the NBA, like, I like LeBron. I respect LeBron, and I respect Kevin Durant. But if they were to have stayed in their respective cities, right, and you had a team that could be as physical as the Detroit Pistons in the 80s, that, you know, basically made the Bulls who they were. They hardened Jordan up. Like those players aren't roughing people up like that in the NBA nowadays. You're going right to the charity stripe.
Yeah, they do like this and then they flop.
You know?
You know what I mean? Like there's no real like.
Well, you got Kevin Durant going with the Nets.
And Kyrie signed with the Nets. They both wanted to play together.
Both wanted to go.
The Knicks could have had both of them, I'm pretty sure.
That's
I'm not
like
100%, but
that's so weird to me. Like, what? I would just stay at the same team. Like, even if we didn't win a championship ring or a title, because it's $30 million. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna go anywhere. Like, I'm content.
But there's certain cases where like they had to go. You know, like say for example, like Kevin Garnett. Like Kevin Garnett wanted to be one of the greats. Like their championships descend greatness sometimes. Like I'm not saying that.
But let's talk about the greats that don't have championship rings.
Yeah, but they're not mentioned. They're mentioned in like the Dream Team. They're mentioned in like the top 50 greatest players.
Okay, so we just don't talk about Charles Barkley. Like he's all over pop culture.
Not to knock Barkley, but he never won it.
Exactly.
And but neither did Karl Malone.
He came close.
But he came close. But they still get talked about.
Yeah.
They still get talked about. He's on Sports Center. Like you know what I mean? Like they don't go anywhere. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, but
it goes further than just the Dream Team stuff.
I don't think so. Like I think really like when you really look at the '90s, right, and you compare players, the only ones you could really compare were the Rockets that took championships away from the Bulls. Because I'm a firm believer if the Bulls stuck together and Jordan didn't retire, that they would have possibly, with everyone staying healthy now, had 8 rings straight. I think the Bulls could have did that if Jordan didn't step back.
Yeah, true.
Not to, and I'm not even trying to say like.
Okay, what about Allen Iverson?
I mean, he's great. He's a great player.
He's a legend.
But he didn't get it done.
But he's a legend though. But you can't say he's not a legend though.
If you were gonna pick a team, would you pick your team and build it around Kobe with an assassin and all those rings, or would you pick it with AI?
Honestly, in my honest opinion, I would say.
It's hard to say, right? Because you can't go against Kobe. He has that killer instinct. Champions have
141 million. What? 106. Kevin Durant, 164 million for how many years? How many years we talking?
4-year deal.
Yeah.
4-year deal. 164 million for Kevin Durant. 4-year, $142 million for Kyrie Irving. You have Kemba Walker going for 4 years for $141 million to the Celtics. Jimmy Butler goes for 4 years, $142 million. Wow. And part of a sign and trade with the Miami Heat. And the Sixers will receive Josh Richardson from the Heat. The Mavericks will receive Kelly Olynyk. And Derek Jones Jr. is part of the 3-team deal for Butler.
Like, who are those people?
Yeah, they're nobodies, but you got D'Angelo Russell getting a 4-year, $117 million deal for the Golden State Warriors. And
Julius Randle signed with the Knicks.
Bro, I can't even get my paycheck to be right at my current job. Like, come on, bro. Klay Thompson, 109. Come on, son. What?
Yeah. Al Hartford getting 109 for 4 years, 109 million for the the Sixers. Klay Thompson gets 5 years, 190 million for the Golden State Warriors. Chris Middleton gets 5 years, 178 million for the Bucks. Porzingis, 5 years, 158 million. Dallas Mavericks.
Yo, how much money? How much money do they like? We're talking like one play. All right.
But you got to spend it because if you don't, you get fined for it. So like either you're going to spend the $32 million on players, or you're not, and you're just going to get fined it anyway or something. Like like it's a smart system. Like
that's wow.
And think about it, right? Like it's such a balanced league that you're talking Milwaukee. You're talking all these different teams, the Sixers. Like the NBA is diverse. Like they have good players in everywhere.
15 mil.
Where at?
2-year deal for the Pistons.
15 mil.
Yeah,
I'm gonna call him Mr. Glass.
Yeah, for real.
Call him Mr. Glass.
You got Terrence Ross from the Magic, 4-year, $54 million. Rick Rubio getting in for the Suns.
Yeah, but they're just leaning out the teams that can't get the big players. There's 2 or 3 big fish still out there. Kawhi's still out there. DeMarcus Cousins. Did he sign?
I didn't see anything yet.
DeMarcus Cousins is still out there.
This is a huge shakeup, man.
Yeah, it's a huge shakeup.